All right. So this is the Import-Export weekly meeting. I'm joined by Carsten this week. Ty has already said that he cannot make it this week, but he has given, well, we have one update from his side, which we will get into. So big update is that last week we had 5 pull requests merged. One from Ty, which was to do with improving of the error messages for super attributes. So it now gives you the information that you need to actually be able to debug it, which is great. We then had 2 issues from Carsten that were merged. The first one is validation failure, or making validation fail when you supply a required field but with an empty string. And then the second one was setting the store ID correctly when you are importing products.
For categories, yeah.
For categories, exactly. And then there were 2 little fixes from my side. One to do with the sample customer CSV was in the wrong format, so now it's in the right format, so you can download the sample CSV and import it straight away and it will work. And the other one was fixing based off export type UI. There was a JavaScript problem where if you reset the export UI, it then didn't work after that. But now those have been merged and they will be in the next release from the 2.3 line, which is good. Great. We also have one pull request that's been put in from you, Carsten, to do with import validation on duplicate values and multi-select. And that's going through the QA process. I put it in today.
Yeah.
So review side of it looks good. We're just going to put that through QA and hopefully we'll have some feedback next week on that, or at some point this week on that.
Someone should solve this integration tests timeout thing.
The timeout, yeah. We have that on one of our lists. So
okay.
Don't worry. All right. So the next big thing is what to do. So I've talked with Federico, who has been helping us out during the phase 1 side of stuff. Unfortunately, he is unable to continue at the moment, which is a shame. But I appreciate the help he gave us beforehand. So we have 2 issues here that he started with the development of. The first one was Magento. It's possible to duplicate the SKUs, while importing. And the second one was Magento modifying the SKUs. Now, the one that he was working on at the time was SKU uniqueness. So basically, what he was doing was making sure that Magento doesn't modify the SKUs on import. The reasoning behind this is, so at the moment it does, but the reasoning behind doing it is because for imports, whether that be CSV or through the API or something like that, it is coming from a system and we do not want to manipulate the SKUs there. The system that would be sending it, like an ERP or like some form of product control system, knows what the SKU should be and doesn't want it changed. Does that make sense?
What I don't understand there is, aren't we using the SKU to identify the product in the first place? So, I don't know. You would I accept I need an SKU and then I use it to identify, but I won't change it, and that's it for me. So I don't know what's all been done in that topic.
So basically, what was happening was it would before it even gets to the save of the product, it was making sure that the SKU was unique. So what he's done in this is remove the check for uniqueness and just if it is, here it is, if the SKU doesn't have a unique value, then we throw an exception.
But if the SKU exists, doesn't that mean that we want to update an existing product?
This isn't on import. That's the confusing thing. The import works as we want it, but the backend doesn't. So this is, even though it's the import-export project, it's bringing the two functionalities closer together.
That was confusing me.
Yeah. So this is it's in the backend, the attribute backend SKU model is where this change is being made. And and then we have the SKU already in use error message. The problem that we were having here is everything works fine apart from the case when you duplicate the product.
Oh no.
So if you already have a product and then you click the duplicate button, it just fails in the background. And I don't think it actually shows you the error message. So Piotr here has requested here saying, we already had automatic naming logic before, but it resulted in some interesting copies, let's put it that way. And I think the plan is to actually offer a meaningful error message in that case. So if you duplicate a product, we should then, what it should do, my understanding is what it should do is it should create you the form, like fill in the form, and then allow you to change stuff. But if you save it at that point, then you get the duplicate error message.
I would expect the SKU field to be empty at that point. I mean,
you mean to clear it so that?
Yeah, doesn't that happen in Magento 1? I mean, we are using that all the time, I think.
I don't know how that works. Maybe that's a good place to start from your. If you want to. I know from we have this copier class. So what you might be able to do is during the copier class, it does the clearing, does whatever at that point. But yeah, that's a good idea. Check how, that might be the first step if you want to work on this one.
Okay.
Is check how it does it in Magento 1 and then update it to work appropriately. Either clearing it so when you click save it says please add a SKU, that would be okay for me, or making it so that you cannot add a SKU that already exists. Just making sure, to be honest, as long as there is the error message there saying you've tried to duplicate but the product still has the SKU, and then allowing the user to change that SKU, then I'm okay with that. Or clearing is also a good option. So
I think our content guys managed to create products on Magento 1 that had no SKU with that. I think you could clone a product and not enter a SKU, and then it would be empty on the database.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound so great. So
okay.
Are you all right picking this one up?
Yes.
Nice.
But no guarantee when I get the time to do it.
No, it's okay. So, yeah, we already have a pull request in place. This is actually the pull request. So if you can clone Federico. Here we go. You can use his GitHub repo as one of your remotes, and then you can just check out his branch directly. I think one thing to note is his branch is probably not up to date. So you might want to update that branch. Either you can make a version of it on your repository, or if his is set to public, you can push it. All right. His other task, here it is. The other task he did was to do with SKUs being duplicated, sorry. But I think
there's a trailing white space.
Yes, and it was removing the white space. So I believe that might have been fixed with your previous change.
Yeah, okay.
So what we might need to do here is just to re-evaluate whether this still happens.
Yeah.
I would focus on the on the other one first.
Yeah, of course.
And then leave this one unassigned, and anyone else that comes in and asks for something to do, we can point them in this direction. But I think, in fact, I might pass this one on to our QA team to see if we can get them to reevaluate this. Because I think then you might have fixed this with the other one, but I will double check. All right. Other than that, I will update the Slack with the update from this meeting. I will also, you're already assigned on your task, and I'm going to go through and update the issues to make sure that we are up to date, because I think after merge, issues haven't been closed, and I can't figure out why not. So I need to look into our tooling from that side. Because we had 67 before, and we've closed 5, and we still have 67.
Two things. On this topic, I don't think my pull request fixed this duplicate SKU thing. I had something with white space, but that was required fields that would be empty after trimming.
Okay.
That was different. And the other thing is, yesterday I closed the ticket, an issue. That was basically spam. I don't know.
Wonderful.
I don't know. It was just destroying the picture. Yeah, the FFFFF one.
And there's this one as well.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that wasn't me. But the FFF one was like.
Okay, yeah, perfect. That is completely fine. You can close issues like that. I have no issue.
I mean, I noticed I got the permissions, so I just did it.
Yes, that's all. That's all good. All right, man. And then I think that's enough for now. Okay. So let me know. Yeah, reach out if you have any issues, or if you want some more information. Feel free to reach out to me, or you could also reach out to Federico, see how far he got. As far as I understand, the code is, because I did some of the testing myself, the code is fine when creating products. The issue is only with duplication.
Okay.
All right, great. Then thank you very much, and we will be in touch.
Yeah, of course.
All right, bye.